So what is NICE64? NICE stands for Network Interconnect Controller Emulator. It's a way to play a physical console using a PC bridge. Yes, I'm aware that other projects use intermediaries to use different controllers on physical hardware, but I wanted to try something a little different. This started as a what if, remembering the days that I would sit with friends playing split-screen multiplayer at home or in school. So I was curious, was there a way to play a real N64 online with my friends? And to those that say that emulators exist and they allow for multiplayer, I say yes. Anyway, I'll be showcasing the features of my little passion project here. The NICE64 is currently split into two firmwares for technical reasons that I plan on fixing down the road because joy bus timing. And I'm not going to get into it and nobody wants to go over 10 gigs of logic dumps. I'll first showcase the normal firmware starting with the menu layout. But first off, how am I doing this? Well, I'm using a cheap USB 3 capture card connected to my PC for video and audio. Then I took apart an N64 controller extension cord, got a Pi Pico 2, and made this abomination. One into the N64, the other to the PC. Getting back to the main menu and the COM ports, let's go ahead and pick one. Hit connect, and done. I'm sure you've noticed SNES references. I made an SNES bridge, but it's boring and I won't cover it today. Once controllers are mapped, COM port selected, and connected, you can use your PC controller on the physical N64, which also allows for remote mapping via Parsec. Since the video and audio are already being streamed to the PC, remote players can control the physical N64 over the internet. The bridge also emulates a memory pack and the transfer pack, currently limited to ROMs that fit within the available memory, and RTC support is also a work in progress. When I had all this done and working, I came to the realization that the controller does have a bidirectional serial bus, around the speeds of 250 kilobits per second. So why not use it as a data connection? Once I had the controller bridge working, I realized I wasn't limited to the controller data anymore. The N64 accessory bus can move arbitrary data, which opened the door to an entirely different idea. Next, I'll cover the network pack firmware and how it works. For starters, it uses its own protocol and lets the PC do most of the heavy lifting via the bridge application. The ROM itself specifically doesn't care where or how it gets any of the data, just as long as it gets to it. This is a 30-year-old console, and I want to keep it lightweight as possible. The ROM doesn't really care whether the data came from a web page, RSS feed, local file, an AI model, or something entirely else. It just talks to the network pack API and receives the data back. Could a full TCP IP stack be used on an N64? Yes, RandNet did it, but that was just a browser with a proprietary cartridge and a failed but cool add-on. If a game had to manage a full TCP IP stack itself, it would consume CPU time and memory that many N64 games would rather spend elsewhere. What RandNet did was N64 modem, PPP, ISP, RandNet servers with then internet or curated services. NICE64 does N64 bridge, internet, or whatever you want it to have. So I have the ROM see the network pack API instead, keeping it lightweight. And that's about it. So before we end this, I'm going to let some examples play here on the screen and you can get an idea of what this thing can do. Once I'm done putting all the finishing touches to this, I'll release it out for everyone to use. Open source, firmware, bridge application, and the schematics on how to put this thing together. And that's about it.